Welcome back to my channel and thank you for being here. I recently read an article that I now can't find about a TikTok post from a woman in her early 20s who said scrolling is her hobby, and a lot of commenters agreed. The reason was they don't want to socialize or do anything productive or active like running. At first, I was actually kind of appalled. Scrolling is not a hobby. The definition of a hobby is a pursuit outside one's regular occupation engaged in especially for relaxation. Okay, so it fits. And I shouldn't have such a visceral reaction. I've scrolled for 8 hours in a day, and not that long ago either, though I didn't call it a hobby. Something has changed in the last 6 months. If I scroll that long, I'll get nauseous to the point of vomiting. The fact that I didn't stop until I vomited was a huge red flag for me. YouTube Shorts is my weakness. I get stuck to my phone like a magnet and lose all self-control. I turn into a screen zombie, which is probably why my first reaction was scrolling isn't a hobby, that's insane, or something along those lines. Maybe it's a control thing for me, or in this case, lack thereof. Even if I barely do anything in a day, like eat 3 meals, read a book, take a nap, and watch a movie, I feel better than if I had been scrolling. I was alive for the day instead of hiding in a screen. I don't understand the reasoning that other hobbies are social, productive, or active. I read books and I'm not in a book club. I make puzzles, sometimes with my niece, but usually by myself. I don't consider running a hobby. It is part of keeping myself healthy, along with yoga and eating beans and vegetables and less bags of chips than I used to. I understand how it's seen as a hobby, since there are a lot of other ways to be active, and a lot of social media runners are training for a marathon, which is expensive, time-consuming, and more of a commitment than if it's just part of your workout routine. Maybe it's that I enjoy my hobbies, and those in the article haven't found something they enjoy doing that's relaxing. I like to crochet Christmas presents and bake and read books, or listen to books while crocheting Christmas presents and baking. I enjoy building puzzles, even though sometimes they are very annoying and difficult. I also don't want to socialize much since I work as a receptionist. I talk to people all day. Other than crocheting, my hobbies aren't productive either, though I do eat what I bake, which is feeding myself, so maybe that counts as productive. The big thing for me with my hobbies is I can stop. If I'm getting hungry, I can set aside the puzzle and get food. If it's bedtime, I can put down the book and sleep. There have been quite a few nights that I've stayed up to finish a book, but for the most part, it's true. As much as I enjoy scrolling and being entertained and learning things here and there, it doesn't feel good beyond the boundary that I set. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. When I couldn't find the original article that sparked this, I read a few others. In a small study, kind of more of an interview, of adolescents ages 14 to 16, many said they felt worse after scrolling, describing feelings of tired, guilty, disappointed in themselves, or as though they have wasted time after doom scrolling. This is exactly how I feel, especially after I decide to stop at a certain time, then I push it back and push it back again until I'm surprised by how late it is, and I still can't stop. I'm also not the only one doing something different. While some consider lying horizontal for 8 hours a hobby, some are, quote, swapping doom scrolling for grandma hobbies, unquote. Though the hobbies I do have been part of my life for most of my life, I do make a conscious effort to spend more time doing them and less time scrolling. I like this quote in one of the articles I read. Crafts are like medicine. It's the chance to be present, off-screen, and human for a few hours. Jamie Kurtz, I hope I said that right, a professor of psychology, said many of these activities, such as crochet, jewelry making, and pottery, can also help to reduce anxiety and stress and prove a sense of accomplishment since they require focus and can be challenging. And I 1000% relate to this next sentence. A fear of missing out is what drives many of us to continue our repetitive scroll. That just exposed my soul. What if the next video is funny? What if the next video is cute? What if the next video teaches me something? Do you know how many I remember though? Like maybe 3 to 5 out of 100 to 200. Research finds that doom scrolling often results in considerable psychological distress. This ultimately leads to lower mental well-being, poorer life satisfaction, and reduced engagement at work. Agree, and unknown in my case. I'm guessing the reduced engagement at work is because of scrolling at work, but I'm too busy at this job and the past couple of jobs to do that. Having an after-work hobby is linked to better well-being and may play a part in reducing work-related stress. I have noticed this. Having something to do in the morning keeps me from thinking and stressing about work before I'm there, and having a hobby in the evening does the same thing. Here are a few ways that mindful hobbies can help you break your doom scrolling habit. They hold positive attention. So true. I'll crochet until my hand hurts, and I'll keep going to the point that my hand will also hurt the next day. They're calming. Also true, especially if laying down while reading. I hope it's nap time because I will be out. They provide a sense of achievement. Yes, agreed. It doesn't matter how many baby blankets I've made, I'm proud of every single one. They reduce stress and anxiety. You can't be stressed while eating a cookie. I think that's a fact. And if you clean the kitchen while the cookies are baking, then you're not stressed after eating the cookie either. So it's a win-win. They offer a sense of belonging. I'm not part of any club, group, or class, so I can't really speak on this, but being the one who crochets Christmas gifts for the family and work kids gives me a place. Not my only place, to be sure, but it is one that I like. I still can't see scrolling as a hobby, even though it fits the definition. Could be the negative impact of lower mental health and life satisfaction and the fact that it's led me to vomiting. What do you think? Is scrolling a hobby? What are some of your hobbies? Thanks for listening to me question others and share my opinion.